Scott Swing Sports, ladies and gentlemen. I'm back with my dad today, and we are back after a long hiatus here. I'm probably going to start with my NFL regular season predictions next week with my record predictions for all the NFL teams that I have to do this year. Very excited to have the NFL back in a couple of months here.
For sure.
But let's get into a rare two-night wrestling pay-per-view weekend. One of the weird ones. This is one of the only times that there's two wrestling pay-per-views in one weekend. So let's get into that right now, starting with Saturday night. Impact Wrestling, Slammiversary. I'm hoping to buy for $40 on Saturday.
What a deal.
I know, right? I think it was like $60 last year. So let's get into the matches. First off, a grudge match between Eddie Edwards and Moose. No, my bad. Eddie Edwards and formerly known as Big Cass, now going as W. Morrissey in Impact. I will go with W. Morrissey to win this match over Eddie Edwards. I feel like W. Morrissey needs this win to become a legitimate contender in the heavyweight championship ranks. So I'll go with W. Morrissey to get the win here over Eddie Edwards.
When in doubt, I generally go with wrestlers that have alliteration in the name. Eddie Edwards, double E. So I'm a big fan of Eddie Edwards. I'm going to go with my man, Eddie Edwards.
Next up, Moose and Chris Sabin, a match that not a lot of people care about this weekend, including me. I'm going to go with Moose, I guess, to get the win here. Moose needs to get back on track after getting screwed out of the Impact World title last month by AEW. I'm going to go with Moose to get a win here and get back on track against Chris Sabin.
Unlike Scott, I care about this match, and I also believe Moose is going to win this. This is the time for redemption for Moose. I like him in this match.
Next up for the Impact Knockouts Championship, it'll be the Kiera Hogan and Tasha Steelz, Fire and Flava, defending their Impact Knockouts Tag Team Championships against the unlikely duo of Havoc and Rosemary. I will go with Havoc and Rosemary to win the Impact Tag Team Championships here. But I do believe that we will see the Iconics debut in Impact on Saturday. I think the Iconics will return to wrestling on Saturday after the match. Give me Havoc and Rosemary to win the titles.
I'm going to agree with Scott on this one. I think the challengers, Havoc and Rosemary, are going to win this one. They're about to get over at TNA, and this is the match that will do it.
Next up in the Impact World Tag Team Championship match, a four-way for the Impact World Tag Team titles. As it'll be the current champions, Violent by Design, Eric Young and Joe Doring, defending their championships against the Good Brothers, Doc Gallows and Carl Anderson, Rich Swann and Willie Mack, and TJP and Falaba. I will go with Rich Swann and Willie Mack to become your new Impact Tag Team champions. I just don't see anybody else in this match potentially winning this. So I'll go with Rich Swann and Willie Mack to become your new Impact Tag Team champions.
Not me. I'm going with the Good Brothers. I like the fact that they're not so brash and not so brazen. They call themselves the Great Brothers. Just the Good Brothers. And I think that humility is going to carry them through this match.
Next up in a X Division Ultimate X match, we haven't seen one of these in a while. It's going to be the current champion Josh Alexander defending his title against Trey Miguel, Ace Austin, Chris Bay, Petey Williams, and Rohit Raju. I will go with Josh Alexander to retain the X Division Championship here at Slammiversary. I just don't think that they want to take the title off of Josh Alexander right now, so I'm going to go with Josh Alexander to retain the Impact X Division Championship.
I told you earlier I like alliteration in my wrestlers. I'm going Rohit Raju, double R, to get the win here. A big upset, no one can see it except for me.
Next up for the Impact Knockouts Championship, it'll be Deonna Purrazzo going against a mystery opponent. She won't find out who that is until Saturday night. For me, I think that mystery opponent, because it's in Nashville on Saturday, I'm going to go with Mickie James to return to Impact Wrestling. I know she's getting up there in age, but
She's like 90, right?
yeah. I'm going to go with Mickie James to be your secret opponent for her, and I think Deonna Purrazzo will retain the Impact Knockouts Championship here at Slammiversary.
I don't think so. I think if Mickie James shows up, I think there's a reason they named her as a mystery opponent. I think Mickie James gets the win, and then and for the win, she gets Medicare when she turns 65 and gets free medical care for the rest of her life.
Next up for the Impact World Championship, it'll be the current champion, in my opinion, the best wrestler in professional wrestling right now, Kenny Omega, defending the title against Sami Callihan. This is a tough call for me. I think this match could go either way. But I think Impact wants that title back on a guy that they know will be there week in and week out. So I'm going to go with Sami Callihan to become your new Impact Wrestling champion. I feel like they don't want to see that title on AEW. They don't want to see that Impact World Championship on Dynamite every single week with Kenny Omega. So I'm going to go with Sami Callihan to become your new Impact World Champion.
Scott just said Kenny Omega is one of the best wrestlers in this world. Doesn't matter what brand. So for me, I'm going with the best wrestler, and that's Kenny Omega.
Now into Money in the Bank. WWE finally having fans back in the arena on Sunday. I'm pretty sure one of my Twitter friends, Izzy, will be in attendance on Sunday for this one. She's already in Texas. She's been there all week. First match on the card for the Raw Tag Team Championships. It'll be AJ Styles and Omos defending the Raw Tag Team Championships against the Viking Raiders. Give me AJ Styles and Omos to retain the Raw Tag Team Championships here. They just won these titles a couple months ago at WrestleMania, so I don't think they lose the titles here. I'm going to go with AJ Styles and Omos to retain the Raw Tag Team Championships.
I agree. Omos is a massive man. That's a big man. So he and AJ Styles, I think, are an unstoppable duo. Give me Omos and AJ Styles.
Next up for the Raw Women's Championship, it'll be the current champion Rhea Ripley defending her title against the Queen Charlotte Flair. I'm going to go with Charlotte to become once again your Raw Women's Champion here. I don't think that Rhea Ripley's been a great champion ever since winning that title at WrestleMania. So I'm going to go with Charlotte to once again regain the Raw Women's Championship here at Money in the Bank.
I agree with Scott. I don't think Rhea Ripley has gotten over the way they hoped she would. Obviously, Charlotte Flair has got the pedigree. She's got the name. I think Flair takes the championship.
Next up in the women's Money in the Bank ladder match, it'll be my girl Liv Morgan, Zelina Vega, Natalya, Asuka, Naomi, Alexa Bliss, and Nikki Cross. And then a surprise entrant going into this match. First off, with the surprise entrant, this is tough. I could see a couple of people going into this match. But I saw...
Mickey James?
No, not that. I saw something about What Culture Wrestling this morning, and I'm going to stick with it. Becky Lynch returns from having a baby. I think she returns on Sunday, and she's that last member of the women's Money in the Bank ladder match. And I think she wins the women's Money in the Bank ladder match here at Money in the Bank. I think she deserves another shot at a title that she technically never lost. She had to relinquish that title at this time last year to Asuka after she was pregnant with her kid. So I'm going to go with Becky Lynch to get another shot and become Miss Money in the Bank this year at Money in the Bank.
I'm going to agree with Scott, but I'm going to take it a step further. I think Becky Lynch will be in the front row. You'll see a woman holding her baby, rocking her baby, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, she hands the baby to a complete stranger, throws off whatever costume she goes, jumps to the ring, climbs the ladder, wins the match, goes back, and then holds the baby and the championship at the same time in dramatic fashion.
Now into the men's Money in the Bank ladder match. It'll be Riddle, who won a Battle Royal to get in here. Drew McIntyre, who I don't think belongs in this match. Ricochet, John Morrison, Big E, Kevin Owens, Nakamura, and Seth Rollins.
Wow.
I will go with Big E to get a shot that he so rightfully deserves. He deserves this. A lot of people were saying he was going to be the first African-American wrestler to win a major WWE championship. Unfortunately, that was wrong. Kofi Kingston won it a couple of years ago at WrestleMania in New York.
And the Booker T before that, right?
Yeah. But I'm going to go with Big E to win the Money in the Bank contract this year and become Mr. Money in the Bank here at Money in the Bank.
As much as I like Big E, I've got to disagree with Scott. I think actually Drew McIntyre does belong in this match, and Drew McIntyre will win this match. Mark it. The only way I would like to see Drew in this match is if he gets traded over to SmackDown, because I'm getting a little tired of seeing him and Bobby Lashley wrestle every single pay-per-view. So.
What if Seth wins and him and Becky both have Money in the Bank?
Oh, that'd be nice though. I wouldn't mind that either.
Interesting.
Next
the camera operator is supposed to talk.
Next up for the WWE Championship, it'll be the current champion Bobby Lashley defending the WWE Championship against Kofi Kingston. I will go with Bobby Lashley to retain the WWE Championship here at Money in the Bank. I think Bobby Lashley, they have some big plans for him next month at SummerSlam. So I'll go with Bobby Lashley to retain the WWE Championship here at Money in the Bank.
I agree with Scott. I find Bobby Lashley incredibly boring, but for whatever reason, WWE seems to want to ride Lashley. So I think Lashley will get the win, but I would like, personally, to see Kingston win.
Next up for the Universal Championship, it'll be the current champion, the head of the table, Roman Reigns, defending the championship against Edge, who just returned a couple of weeks ago on SmackDown. He finally gets what he rightfully won at the Royal Rumble back in January, and that's a one-on-one match with Roman Reigns for the WWE, for the Universal title. Tough. I will go with Roman Reigns to retain the Universal Championship here, even though I would love to see Edge get back to the top of the mountain here in WWE before he officially retires. I don't think it'll happen here, because I've been hearing rumors that it's going to be Roman Reigns versus John Cena at SummerSlam, so I'm going to stick with that. Roman Reigns retains the Universal Championship here at Money in the Bank.
I'm going to go the other way. I think Edge is coming to the end of his career for a second time. I think his health is failing, and I think this is going to be a match that they're going to give him the win, and he's going to retire shortly thereafter as the champion.
And that will do it for this episode of Scott's Weekend Sports Today, ladies and gentlemen. I will be back. We'll start next week. I'll be back with my UCF and Buccaneer predictions for next season starting next week, because my dad's going back to work pretty soon. And I would like to get all those record predictions in by the time he goes back to work, before his life turns into craziness again with school and everything. And that will do it for this episode. I will see you guys right back here next week on Scott's Weekend Sports. See you later, guys.
See you guys.